In this twin flame energy update, I'm going to share with you the energy behind this full moon in Libra and 5 ways that you can ignite your passion within. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I will help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. Welcome to this full moon and Libra energy report, and most importantly, thank you for showing up. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and if you are, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos come live. If you're returning, welcome back, and I thank all of you for the love, the continued support you have given me through this healing time of the virus and sending me lots of energy and light. So I want to just kind of jump in to the energy behind this full moon, which feels super luscious to me. Especially after the really deep dive, not only did I personally take through February, but all of the really deep dive that energy has taken us through to hit really the pit, the core, fears and challenges and any patterns, emotions and actions and thoughts that have not been in alignment with basically our highest good. And so this luscious new full moon, I'm about to say new moon, but to me it feels new. Okay, so I realize, full moons are all about releasing, new moons are about bringing in. However, we have to release to create. And so something about this full moon to me in this lusciousness, and honestly, this word never came to me until I sit down here to say this, but that is exactly what it feels like, because what it's really doing is it's creating the harmonic hearts, which is coming into balance with all of our aspects, all of our parts. And we're talking shadow and light. And we're talking bringing passion to our life as we go forward in the new way in all areas of our life. But today I am going to focus on how to ignite that passion coming from a place of purpose, and sharing with you 5 ways that you can implement, 5 things you can implement and step towards igniting this passion inside of you, because that passion wants to be expressed. And what happens is, in the process of what we've been going through, what I hear a lot is people don't understand anything about their purpose, and they don't understand that they are their purpose, and they don't understand that what you go through becomes the pain that you're to put into a purpose, meaning you are the path and you are the purpose. You are the oracle of your own reality. And so, what's really important in this time is to, what we've been doing is we've been reprogramming a lot of things. But what we have done is we've reprogrammed it from an old program, from a traditional mental program that says our thoughts create feelings, our feelings create emotions, and then we need to go take action, but we want to be the fixers of how we do that. And what we tend to do is even want to be the fixer of how we think. And what you have to realize in this process of moving forward to connect to our harmonic heart, which is the Libras all about love and compassion. They wear their hearts on their sleeves. And what we have done through this whole journey is we've protected the heart. So we've put up these walls of protection, and it has not allowed us to tap into the emotional feeling of what it takes to attract what we want into our reality. So everyone is kind of being stuck here because we've done all this work in the higher realms and we know what to do, so to speak. But our reality, it might be catching up. Okay, definitely it is and has. But it can only catch up to the rate and the speed and also the furthest point that you can see from the mind. And the mind is limitless. And we have this sense of the mind that is our contrast and our polarities. And what we have done is limited ourselves to these aspects that are in polarity that we're trying to bring balance to. Okay? We're trying to bring neutrality to. But what's happening in this Libra balance that I'm talking about, this balance is coming. So that's coming from our self-consciousness, our perspective that I was just saying. We're moving into a realm of this sense of a subconscious programming that is below the mind that can be both positive and negative. One, it can be from a standpoint, it has all of our stored emotions that need to be released and all these experiences that are blocking us. So we need to reveal those blocks. But a lot of us have been. So now what I'm talking about here, we need to reveal the side, the inner knowing, the inner intelligence that knows that we already are that which we are to become. This is really deep. And so this moon is helping us find balance in this subconscious space that says we're already that which we choose to be or desire to be. But our limitations is blocking us. We're from our super consciousness that has our wisdom and all of our soul blueprint and the imprints of what it is we came here to encode and embody. We have been unlocking that. And we've been trying to merge a combination of our subconsciousness, our higher super consciousness into our consciousness. And our consciousness is all about black and white and, again, the polarity. And we've been riding these waves to find some sense of balance in our visual perspective so that we can stop projecting onto our twin and other things in our life that says that everything is outside of us, that's separating us from that. So igniting your passion and coming within is, when I said I'm going to focus this towards your purpose, but what I do want to say is once you master this for any one area of your life, what I'm telling you, all areas of your life will unfold the same way. And you will master these steps that I'm going to share with you to radically recode the soul's imprint to this balance that's coming in with this harmonic heart balanced energy between the contrast here of the opposing energy of Libra and Aries here being fire and air, right? So it's like in this time of fire of Aries, which is also the new beginning of like the new year, and we're bringing the heart into that, and then we're igniting that fire and air is igniting. And it's to ignite the heart and the passion that comes with that Aries sense. But, we think of Aries could be hot-headed or they could be pushy. But Libra coming in is saying, I'm going to keep you in check. I'm going to keep you out of your mind. I'm going to move you into your heart. And this is going to be a radical shift. It's already been coming. So the sooner you can really kind of grasp what I'm saying and choose to step radically into your soul's imprint and blueprint that you came here to do and commit to that, which is what I had talked about like in one of the last videos, and realize you don't have to know how to get into your purpose. You don't have to know the outcomes of your life. But as long as you go within and you recode that and you unlock that and you bring balance to that and you connect all of those parts to become a whole, then you are already doing it. So let's just say it that way. You're already doing that which you are trying to do. So we don't have to be the fixers here. We can come here and allow ourselves to embody this from the femininity as our wounded masculine continues to leave here, which is some more steps I'm going to share with you on how that's going to happen through this emotional recoding. So I have to share with you some really huge announcements before I go into those 5 ways to recode your soul's imprint, okay? And what that is a couple things. What I have been going through, several things really, but I'm going to narrow it down today to some really big things. I've been going through a lot of massive shifts that have been shifting me into the way I heal. And even in my weakest, going back to see one client a week, in my weakest state, the most powerful outcome has been coming. And over the last 2 months of my own personal healing, I've been shown everything I'm sharing with you, as always, on how to do this rapid recode of the soul imprint and rapidly recode our emotions and our soul to embody what it is we're trying to bring into our reality. And through my own experiences always, I actually have went through this process to create a new program. And that new program is a rapid soul recode program. Or I should say I offer now a rapid soul recode session. And then I'm also launching a rapid recode, a rapid recode of your soul's imprint program. It's a 6-session program. And so it's to help people, because one of the questions I keep getting from all of you all when I talk about this emotional recoding that I've been talking to you about since I've been back from my break I had to take for healing is, I get what you're saying, but I don't know how to do it. Okay? And what I'm telling you is, I was shown how to do it. And then I went back to see some clients to really test myself if I was ready, and also test these things. And the feedback I've gotten has been off the charts. Okay? So with that being said, I am shifting a lot of how I'm healing into this rapid recode and resetting. And I now have available a rapid recode session that you can plug into. There's going to be a link below that's also going to share more. When you connect to my services there, you can see more about that service that I now offer. So check that out if it's something you've been interested in. But 2 other huge announcements that I have to share with you before I share with you those 5 ways that's so huge, and it ties perfectly into everything I'm telling you. Everyone wants to step into their purpose. Everyone wants to go to the next level. If we don't choose to go to the next level, like me, because I was already being shown to shift this, and everything I'm going to share with you is already in preparation, and it can't be a better example to share with you the outcome of the 5 steps. Okay? So I wasn't exactly listening. I was listening in a way, and it was coming. And I was moving in some direction. But my intentional actions were being pulled out of alignment with the direction it was supposed to go. And then whenever I got to where I couldn't see clients, then it really sped up what was already being planned for 2 to 3 years now. And that is, I have planned and trained a couple people over the last 2 years to come in and help support the community with the services I offer, the services that can be available to you, the services and programs that I've created. I have trained and taught other people and certified them in these techniques and in these things that I have, that I share with clients. And so that magically came together as I had one of my interns and I approached her. I'd already been training her to come into this position for 2 years. And then we took a break because we weren't sure it was right for either one of us to move in that direction. And when this happened, I reached out to her and I said, "It's time. Are you ready?" And she'd been fighting stepping into her own purpose because of her own confidence and taking action. This intentional action I'm going to share with you is one of the ways. It's the 5th step. I already tell you that. We have to take some intentional action once we set all this up. So you have to move towards this purpose or this passion or what it is you want to bring into your reality. Bottom line is, her name is Michelle. You've met her before. You're going to meet her again. And she is now offering twin flame readings, twin flame support, and she's also doing my Reboot Your Soul Twin Soul Blueprint program to help other people more people than I can because I only can see so many people. So I've been training to help the seed of what I do grow. And now I'm being shown what I do shift into even more of this recoding to help people so I can help them in that way. And then I have a blueprint that somebody else can come in and support that way. So Michelle is going to be offering. So if you even wanted to say connect with me and it hasn't been in alignment from a budget standpoint or whatever reason, or I've been busy as far as, and I don't like to use that word busy, but I've been booked up or booked out for longer than you've been ready and you've needed more support sooner. I have someone now, the link below will share with you and show you all her services. And the only thing about this whole thing you're going to see is her availability will be released very soon. However, you can go ahead and get plugged in, you can get started, and you can revisit, and then you can get scheduled with her should one of her services or price points work for you. In addition to that, I can't begin to tell you so much more. So then I have Tatiana Hassan, that is the illustrator of my Twin Flame Oracle card deck, which, by the way, is another big release. I've spoke to the publisher, and it's going to print soon, so I will have big announcements for that. But, so get ready, because I'll share with you when that comes out. I know a lot of people have been waiting on it. But she has been studying for the last few years astrology, amongst many other things she's done, and she translated Twin Flame Code Breaker, the book that I've written, and that is going around the world helping thousands of people. And I can't tell you the messages I get every day of how it's impacted people's lives and how they've not only read it once but 3 and 4 times. So if you've not got plugged into my book, you may want to do that. And Tatiana also supports the Twin Flame community now for the Spanish community and the French community. So and she's very familiar with my program and my work because she's been through it with me for the last 2 to 3 years. She literally is on this plane of vibration. You've probably met her before, that I know things, see things, and she brings them into reality for me. And we don't even have to speak about it. She just does it. And so now she's doing Twin Flame astrology readings and is available. Her calendar's all open and ready. And the link below to connect through all of this to see my new services, what Michelle's offering, and the offerings of different types of astrology readings and Twin Flame astrology readings that Tatiana is now offering through my website, through my programs that I have created. And we are officially launching this today. Okay, so they have some really cool specials that you should really check out if you've been interested in getting some assistance. And so with that being said, if you have been on this fence of not moving forward in your own passion, okay, and I have a free resource for you too. I'm going to tell you about at the end, so stay for that too, because you won't want to miss that if you're really looking to unlock and ignite this passion that this Aries energy is bringing in. So let's jump in then now to the 5 ways that you can emotionally recode your emotions and your cellular memory so that you can ignite this passion and become what it is you came here to be. So the first way you can ignite your passion during this full moon and Libra and Aries energy is set your primary intention with clarity. Now, you may not know what that primary intention is to start. And when I say intention, I want to kind of use an old word so you understand what I'm saying. It's like a goal, okay? But goals have like this sense of mindset that comes from an old program. When you turn that word goal into an intention, you're backing it with energy that automatically makes it so. Okay? A goal says you have to work at something, that you have to figure it out, that you have to fix it, that you have to figure out what to do, and that you have to go take some sense of action. Okay? So if you've been thinking in terms of goals, you want to shift it to intention, because it's even at the end of this, when I say number 5 is what I tell you is the action and the intentional action. It's not the intention, the action that we take, it's the intention behind the action that matters. It's what you load the ammunition with. So as you're trying to come up with this primary intention, when I say primary intention, because we can have a lot of things we want to do in our life, but that's overwhelming. And as I told you, if you master this in one place in your life, you will then be able to use this in every area of your life. So that's why I'm saying set a primary intention during this full moon. This is why I'm launching all these other things that just organically happened. And they were steps that I'm telling you in this that took place because there's no way it could have happened out of the blue moon unless it had already been taken in baby steps over the last 2 and 3 years. That calls for persistence. That calls for trust. That calls for not knowing how it's going to unfold, but believing that it will at the right moment. And that says you don't have to figure out how. Okay? I didn't have to figure any of that out. All I knew is I honored and listened to something that wanted to be birthed. And I took intentional action steps and baby steps. And then another thing that you have to really do is stop focusing on why it doesn't already exist. Why you can't already have it. You can't because it's not time. It's not ready. Like this 2 to 3 year process with Michelle and Tatiana, it was not time. But we all three have taken enough action, and together that has now created it in a poof, like that burst. And another thing as you do that, what is important is what you have to align with that will allow it to come into reality. And you only focus on what it is you have to do in every one of those steps. And the only way you can do that is to focus on, in that moment of each of those steps that came together, all I could focus on is, what do I feel now? It feels like it wants to be birthed. It feels like this should happen. It feels like it should be right. Okay. And then we would work towards it. And then we would hit a block, either personally within or it wasn't time. And so then kind of looking at that, what is blocking it? But not looking at it from the sense of judging that or from the mind, but looking at it then, if you want to bring it into your reality, you got to move away from the mind and move away from trying to fix it. And you have to step into the feeling of what does it feel like if it was in your current reality now. And all I can tell you is that's what I felt for 2 to 3 years. That it was a reality. That's how I felt about the card deck as a 12-year-old, saying that I was going to create something of the first ever in my life. And it, like when I started creating it, there was no twin flame card decks available 6 years ago, other than one that like had been created that was no longer ever available. And now since then, people have created their own and self-published these things and offered them, but it's taken 6 years for this to come to fruition, to be the first ever twin flame, specifically twin flame card deck in mass distribution around the world through 2,500 distribution centers globally for the twin flame community as a twin flame card deck. I sent off at 12 years old to the U.S. Department of the Patent Department to know how to patent something, because my soul told me I was going to create something of the first thing ever in the world. And I was shown that by Saint Germain when I wrote the book, Twin Flame Codebreaker. That's what was happening. None of that was in my reality then. Okay? All I knew is I tapped into what it felt like it was supposed to be in my reality when the divine time came. And I took the intentional actions towards what it would take to bring that with each one, letting it pause, because every one of them would hit their wall. And when they did, I was hitting a wall. So basically, if you're going to go back to this primary intention and you want to bring clarity on it, you got to stop trying to figure it out. You got to stop trying to focus on the problem. But you need to focus on what it feels like to move into alignment with it, and what would it feel like now, and what challenges and blocks do you have to overcome to take these intentional actions that will then, over time, in their perfect timing, bring them into form. So the second way that you can ignite this inner passion and bring this purpose or whatever you want into your life into form, you have to begin to face the fear of looking at it from a standpoint, what is blocking me from achieving this intention? And that's what most people avoid. They want to basically avoid it because it calls for radical change. It calls for calling yourself out. It calls for taking action. So I invite you, when you take a look at your intention, and you might have a list of intentions, then sit with that list and see what ends up coming up as the primary one that needs the most attention now. Attention in your intention now. Okay? To clarify what I just said. Make a list of these blocks that you feel, of what is blocking you from taking action. Make a list of, don't focus on the problems, really. You might need to see what the blocks are, but really make a list of the solutions that it will take for you to overcome those challenges. Now you focus on the solution, not the problem or the block that's preventing you from achieving this. Now, I could have easily told you, all right? I created that deck more than once. I had a graphic artist create all these graphics and put together all these beautiful images, and they were layered graphics, and I bought the license to all of these images and had the card deck done and got it done. And realized I purchased the wrong license for the images that was being created and formatted through graphic designer. And because there were so many layers in all these images, and there's 55 card deck, we're talking hundreds of images and thousands of dollars to purchase the license to resell those images. And thousands of dollars. So that was a block. It couldn't come forward, right? So my solution was, I had to set the intention that an illustrator artist would show up in my life. And there were more than one that showed up. And there were people that tried to give me samples of what they thought it should be. And I'm just like, it's not it. It's not it. It's not it. And I'm going to put the video of me and Tatiana talking and telling our story of how we met on the Lionsgate. And so if you want to see more, there'll be a link somewhere to the video of me and Tatiana and our connection, and how she sent me codes I had downloaded. I never met her before. First introduction of medallions. I can't even say the word, but she sent me the codes that I had visions of. That were the diamond light codes for the Lionsgate back. I don't even remember what year now, okay? But whatever year it was, she sent them to me. And all I did was put out there, I need somebody to do this. And it wasn't like when she showed up, I'm like, oh, she's going to do the card deck either. And it wasn't like that, oh, she's going to translate the book. It was just like, it unfolded because it perfectly aligned at the exact moment. And I didn't have to figure out how, and I didn't have to focus on the how to do it. I just knew I set the intention it needed done, and I was taking actions. And what you need for that, the minute you commit to that, what you need for that will come on in and support you to go through with your passions, your purpose, to bring into form every and anything you want in life. So the third way for you to be able to then actually shift beyond the old way of mindset into the new way to actually recode this is to recode your emotions. Because these thoughts create things that we have. And those things become, or the thoughts become emotions. And the emotions become the magnet. But when you start this reprogramming process, and the mind has done its job of even trying to reaffirm things and all the work you've been doing. And then if you've been doing all of this work and you feel like it's not happening, or you feel like that you're still not moving forward and you still feel like you're blocked, it's because the cellular membrane, the cellular memory encoded within your DNA, within your thoughts, it's really in your cellular membrane. Like any cell in any mind, heart, body, spirit, soul, energetic system, the memory of that is still living. And that memory is keeping you trapped into, and this is in the subconscious, okay? It is keeping you trapped in loops and patterns that are out of your control. And this is what I have been seeing. I already knew that. And for over a year and a half, I've been sort of working and gearing up towards how to reprogram that. And then I had to go through an experience of an emotional reset through this virus situation that is its journey in itself. That I've literally been recoding every cellular memory within every part of the DNA of my entire being. And in the process of that, just like this whole journey, what we go through becomes what we know, and it becomes our path, and it becomes the path that we put into the purpose, and that pain now heals others. It's not to hang on to, it's for you to share. And by showing up like I said with these clients, I was healed in the process. And showing me how to help others through this recoding of this emotional status. But you have to realize that you have to be the one to step out and take the action that's in alignment with the same thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are in alignment with what you want. Okay? Again, I'm kind of peeking in, or like plugging in number 5 there. So, how do you do that? It's very deep work. Okay. It's something that it'd take me forever to share and explain here. And honestly, the less you know, the better. But what I will tell you is I do have a 101 session of recoding, that rapid recode of your cellular memory and your emotions and your soul. Basically, I call it the rapid soul recode session. Check it out if you've been wanting to do that. I do feel something coming. I've mentioned this with doing a guided meditation transmission that will help you kind of walk through it as a little primary session that is going to come when the timing's right. And I also feel potentially a online course coming out of this, because it's how deep and how powerful it is, and a way for me to share with people in that way that that might not be able to do it otherwise. But if it's something that you're interested in, check out that new service that I'm offering. So the 4th way you can use this beautiful, luscious energy to help you come into this balance and ignite your passion is to surrender to this process. Sounds easy enough, right? I've had, through this process of letting go of my wounded masculine and more embodying more of that femininity, has been and if you've followed me, you know I talk about my energy of doing that has been like a wild horse inside, and one where I said it's going to be a wild ride because I don't want to be tamed. Okay? And of course, the stronger we are, the harder the smack, which is kind of what's been happening to me again. But letting go of this wounded masculine is what we all are needing to do. And I don't care if that's male or female. It's the wounds of the past, of the ways, the beliefs, the systems, the patterns, the genetics, the structures, programs, the ancestral wounds, the control, the, fears, like all of those things. So one of the things that in the surrender of the process, and I've done it so many times, I thought I had it mastered honestly. And I teach people to face fears, right? Well, of course, if I teach you to face fears, that means I've had to face some fears to know what it's like to find freedom, which is what my tagline is, so that I can glow forward and teach you to do the same. But this whole process has put me even on a deeper layer of deeper fears. And part of that is letting go of this sense of this inner control. And I feel it. And I feel the struggle. And I feel the fight. And I feel the resistance. So what you need to do is face those fears. But to face them, you really need to know, what are they? And so rather than creative avoidance and trying to avoid them or judge them and think that we shouldn't think these things because, like me, a positive guru, you shouldn't have those thoughts because now you're creating all these things taking you out of alignment with your intention you're trying to set. And then maybe, just so stop focusing on what it is that you're trying to avoid here, or what it is you have an expectation about it, or whatever it is you have a fear of an outcome with it, or all these things. Really what you need to do in that, and this is what I've literally been doing, is pausing in it. And I don't care how scary it is, and it has been in some things I've been through. Okay, what do you want? Why are you here? What do I need to hear? What do I need to do to slay you? I've been carrying my crystal sword around, becoming this like this. I have this vision of my next book cover that I won't tell you the full title, but the subtitle was Taking Back Your Power, at least part of it. Now the subtitle is Taking Back Your Effing Power. and the cover changed to me like a shero in this superwoman suit with a crystal sword that's like slaying these things. So that's the next book cover, I believe, coming for the next portion of letting go of like this whole twin flame obsession and toxicity kind of thing that's coming. But face them. What are you teaching me? Why are you here? Stop resisting the fear. The minute you surrender to it, the minute it will go away because it can't have control over you anymore. And so part of that is we've created these stories. And in the stories that we've created, those stories as to why we can't do something or why we have to stay resistant, we have created the stories that are holding us back into old patterns. I'm going to just give you an example of, I'm just trying to see what's coming through. Well, okay, here's one that's a old pattern. I see it in everything else, but I've been feeling it here. So like, okay, well, I haven't felt well. I haven't always got the sleep. I've had like this phobia of like scheduling things. And then I realized, okay, well, like that's a fear. Okay. That is an old pattern of commitment. That is an old holding on to the story that I haven't felt well, but I'm doing fine now. So why not now let go of that story and be like, I can show up now and it'll be okay now. See, I'm bringing that forward. Another thing I did whenever through this healing, I felt gutted to go home and stay by my parents for a few days in a little camper thing they have next door. And I knew the kind of the energetic fragments and the chaos and what they have going on and all these things. And I was in a state of like feeling like I need protection. I need my energy to be balanced, and this is going to throw me off. And what's it going to do to me? And I realized that I'd done that my whole life with my parents, that I shielded, guided, protected my energetic system from their chaotic world to keep inner balance. But what I was learning is that was a story that if I was holding myself back from going to feel like I could have presence and nurturing because their chaos and energetic fragments would block me and keep me in a status of not feeling balanced or not feeling able to be in control of this sense of like stability or sense of clarity or sense of alignment. Because I was with the wounded masculine gone, there went the protection. So it felt like I was open to anything and everything, creating these things. So I went because I knew it was a story that I'd created my whole life. And I went, and while I still had to stay silent into myself a lot, I was proud of myself for going and not letting that story of my whole life block me from going because I was afraid it would affect me. All right, I faced it. I went and I stayed for 10 days. So I challenge you to take a look at these fears, to face them, to let go of the wounded parts, to stop focusing on the story, and to the way you surrender to it and find balance in it is that you face it head on. Okay, the fabulous fifth way to ignite this inner passion, once you went through these processes that I've talked about and set that intention, and taking a look at like what is blocking you from it, and emotionally recoding yourself, and then surrendering to the process, and all the while every step has to be intentional action that you take with the intention behind it. And the best way I could really even quickly sum this one up is, what action do I need to take today that will assist me with stepping into the best version of myself, that will raise my vibration to increase my frequency, that will create an energetic connection to my emotional status at its highest state, that will then magnetize, emotionally magnetize, not mentally block, but emotionally magnetize towards me all the intentions I want. And I'm here to tell you with so much conviction, more conviction than I ever have in any video I've done, that if you can master these ways and use this opposing energy of air and fire to ignite your inner passion inside, to take a look at what it is that you came here to be, this best version, what needs to shine, what needs to be shared, raw, authentically, show up vulnerable, show up when you don't feel like showing up, but take it one step at a time. I haven't been able to work out or do my yoga 5 and 6 days a week because it causes heart palpitations from the anxiety that this whole thing has created. And I realized if I keep waiting to just go do my yoga, I'm going to keep waiting, right? But movement is medicine. And so I've been deciding and feeling this last few days that I need to at least turn on a YouTube video and move a little bit. I need to take a 2-pound weight and do a light arm exercise, okay? That's what I'm going to do when I get done here, okay? Here's the thing. That's humbling. That feels kind of broken when I've been so strong. But it's the baby step. It's the intentional action behind it that I want to regain my strength and I want to regain my normal daily activities. And actually, I want to be better than I ever was before, which I'm working towards. And I know it's the better version that's coming. And that already is unfolding. And so it's the action step today that might not be where you want to be in the biggest, best version. But until you take the action and put intention behind it, now it's going to get you there. You're going to still be where you're at whenever you're there. And, I had made this comment. I don't even know if I can say it the same to a message of somebody that's really been assisting me with some emotional support and just really that of protection and kind of stepping in as this divine masculine that has showed up out of nowhere to really be present in this sense of just knowing that it's something that was supposed to be in this perfect alignment at the perfect time. But it basically said, I was going to try to do a stretch today and try to do, a little light arm workout, and how that it's these baby steps that you have to take before you can walk, and you have to walk before you run. But it's starting at this moment of how humble I am to get back into my workouts that will win the marathon. If I don't start taking the baby step today of lifting a 2-pound weight, and I wait until I can do what I can do, I'm giving my power away. All right? And I'm not talking about pushing here, and I'm not talking about overdoing. I am talking about showing up at my best in the moment and doing the best I can in the moment. And that best moment will bring more best moments that will take you out of the pit of hell and bring you into the ignite the passion of what it is you came here to do, be, and have. And with that, my free resource is a 30-day passion project. It's for you to unlock your 30-day passion project. If you want to get into something that will be intentional action every day and don't even know how to start, it's a free resource that you will receive an email with an action step and intentional things for you to do every day. It is very powerful. I did it when like a couple years ago, I think now, I did it as I created it, as I do everything. And it was one of the most powerful things. In fact, it's being called to me to kind of re-implement it. However, I have started implementing some new things. So therefore, you want to not overdo or overkill. So bottom line is, happy full moon, and Libra, may you come into this sense of balance. May you implement these things. Let me know where you're at during this energy. Let me know what actions you need to take. What intentional actions could you take today that will allow you to become your best version of you? I want to hear. Okay, so leave me a message below. Make sure you like, comment, share the shine. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.